Our memories go back as far as the mid-80s. I first met Hilda at Bugandi High School, now secondary, in Lay as a colleague in 1988. At that time, we didn't really know each other, but as long as you are ex-Ayura, as Hale has stated, you are family. I immediately liked Hilda's sense of humor, and she treated me like her elder sister, and we became sisters from there on. My family became hers, and her family became mine. Our sisterhood grew stronger when she invited me to play netball with her team, Ilaita Nao. I accepted her invitation on the condition that she joins and play basketball for my team, which is NS Busu. The deal was done, and this once netball star became one of PNG's basketball golden girl in the 1991 Pacific Games. Before basketball, Hilda also represented PNG, as it was already read out, in athletics. She won bronze in the 1985 Rarotonga Games. She took part in the 400 meters. She also won silver in the 4x400 meter relay. The rest is now history. PNG basketball women, also as an assistant coach, we are yet to win gold in any Pacific game. We made many memories together over the years, and if I had to say everything, we might stay here till late. To keep it short, late Hilda was a staunch supporter of late teams, whether it be basketball, netball, or softball, whenever we bring our teams for championships in Port Moresby. Her support, together with husband Tony, we cannot repay. We will miss you, H, when we return to Port Moresby with our teams. To the Roy and Sapul family, like everyone else who knew her, we feel the loss so deeply. Please take comfort in knowing that Hilda was admired by all. We know words mean so little after a loss like this. Hilda's generous, compassionate soul created many meaningful memories. She was an amazing person, and her positivity and warmth touched us all. I know, despite the many challenges in life, she lived each day with happiness, grace, and bravery. She will always be remembered by us. Rest in love, Hayes, until we meet again on the Golden Shores. I also have a poem to read. The title goes, Goodbye, My Friend. Though we never know where life will take us, I know it's just a ride on the wheel. And we never know when death will shake us. And we wonder how we feel. So goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again. But the time together through all the years will take away these tears. It's okay now. Goodbye, my friend. I see a lot of things that makes me crazy, and I guess I held on to you. You could have run away and left, well, maybe, but it wasn't time, and we both knew, so goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again, but the love you gave to all our families throughout all these years will take away these years. I'm okay now, so it seems. Goodbye, my friend. Thank you.
1990, preparation. preparations for the 1991 Pacific Games. The Federation was well prepared to prepare the team. PNG will then host the second South Pacific Games following the 1969 Games in Port Moresby. Under the leadership of the late Noah Gyali and Sir Nagara Bogan now. Lead-up games were in Brisbane. The team had 18 months to prepare. The team, which consisted of 12 members of the training squad, all selected from Port Moresby, Lae, and Goroka. We traveled, I as the project officer for the PNG Basketball Federation traveled with the team, together with Aisa Nao was the coach for the women, and Bob Aaron, coach for the men. We all traveled down. 2 weeks, we toured and played. Aisa Nao will talk more about that. That was the first time I met Hilda. She was a member of the training squad in preparation for the final selection. So, all this time, I thought Hilda was from Moresby. All this time, I never knew that she was from Hisiu, the Central Province. Why? Because he had a similar surname as Roy. Ilaita Roy was also a basketballer from Lae. And I said, that could be, they could be related. Never knew that. So after all this time, and I'm hearing tributes, eulogies, it dawned on me that even speaking to individual players, former basketball players like Susie Simon, she confirmed. He's from Central. Oh, okay. All right. So, well understood. Let me say this. Hilda was a very beautiful girl, full of humility, humbleness. She wouldn't hurt a fly. Never angry, So that's something that stood out very well for Hilda. And very recently, when she became secretary for the PNG Basketball Federation, I got to know her better. And we exchanged a lot of information with regards to basketball and what was happening in the Basketball Federation. It was a bumps federation. So, it didn't go well for her. Being someone so humble, full of humility, never get angry, all those things she kept to herself. The best thing that she could do was to resign from the federation so that she could keep her composure as a person she was. That was the best times I had. My wife and I had with a close association. One time she took us out and she spoke her mind out to us. Because we were elderly in terms of age, she respected us. But I must say she was one of exceptional person. And the way she was, with a person like that, you cannot tell her what to do. So well disciplined in her mannerism and the ways she approached people, you cannot find faults in her. And with the smiles that he had, obviously that starts out everything. What a wonderful person she was. So I just want to say, I never knew some of the achievements in sport. I know basketball, but not athletics, where she also excelled. So that's something for me to learn about. How wonderful that is. It complemented her very well. The sort of person she was, her personality, humbleness, humility, that behind it all is love and respect of a person. Well groomed, and by God's grace, she showed it, and she was very captivating to all that she came in contact with. No wonder, now this church is full. This church, whoever you are, even, don't get me wrong, a workplace, she would have had the same sort of experience to share with the work at Nestle. With Nestle, she replaced my nephew. All right, I'm married into the Roy family. When Tobin Laka left, she took over from me, and we so grateful. And Tobin now is living in Brisbane. So I don't know whether he's heard the story about that passing, but my nephew will inform him. But I'm sure if it was in Moresby or in Ley, he would have flown over like Martha. H, on behalf of my family, on behalf of the Federation that well supported your team, we were so grateful that we have to come to know you. We're sorry that things have happened, things in life that we go through. Sometimes it's tough on us, emotionally and physically. Those are things that we have to cope with. But what a better place for you. What a better place for you. If it's God's calling, then praise God. Because we are in a better place now. Peaceful, but there's no sadness, no death. As believers in the Lord, that's something we look forward to. We're sorry to have heard, and then just last week, in fact, my wife was in communication with her in June, and when she was down, my wife called her and said, want to find out if she was all right. She said, yeah, I'm well, She always gave the positive side of things. I'm okay, I'm getting better. And then it was the end of the communication until our passing. So that was, for me and my wife, Carol, was said. Again, Hates, on behalf of the late Noah Gali, who's gone, same way you're going now, Sir Nakora Bogan, who's still in Moresby, Jonah Tissam, our treasurer, is in the Cook Islands, or it could be he's married to a Cook Island lady and is abroad. I don't know whether he knows about your passing. Carol, my wife, is there, and the Federation team that supported your team right through from the beginning of your lead-up games to your winning medal games when you beat Tahiti in the 1991 games. I want to say congratulations. And thank you for your friendship with me and my wife, and for all the others that we know you that are based in Port Moresby. Thank you so much. We're happy that you are in a better place than the world that we live in now. With that note, I want to say thank you again. May your soul rest in peace, and also this one is extended to the relatives of the late Hilda Roy Sapul.
When we did the national selections, Hilda was automatically one of our priorities. And she had the athletic ability to do everything on the basketball court. And that was the only time I came across Hilda in 1990 at the national championship in Ley. That was the first time I looked at the score sheet to check what's the name of this girl. We need her in our team. And I looked at the score sheet and I saw her name, Hilda Roy. And like most of our basketball friends, we all thought she was from Moresby. And I was confused too, because the other teammate in the team we selected too was Ilaita Roy. So we all guessed that they must be related somehow. And they must be all from Butiba. So everything turned around somehow. And we took them down to the Queensland tour. We played 4 games there. Hilda was part of our team. We did well there. The girls won 2 games out of 4. The boys lost everything. So we managed to at least come back with a 50% success rate. We had another final lead-up game here in Port Moresby. We had the New South Wales under-20 team come up here to help us. And we played 5 games at Don Bosco Gabutu during part of our preparations. Hilda was part of our team. We won 3 games out of 5. So we moved from 50% to 60%, and I knew we were moving in the right direction. But what I really want to say about Hilda is that her openness, her humbleness, her humility. She was very outward. Every time in our training camp, we had bonding sessions. We brought all the players in together and we set them down one by one against each other to bond themselves against their own playmakers. And she was very, very open. She usually took the lead. I can remember herself and our team captain, Salape Parapa. So the two of them were very well prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I, from what I hear from all of you, that confirms why she was very special in our team. When we moved to the real game in 1991, she was all fired up. She was ready to go. And we saw all of their commitment. And that's how they did well. It took a lot of hard preparation, but Hilda never gave up. In many of our training sessions, where many will fall apart, she didn't. She continued to persist. She encouraged the other girls to keep up. And I saw a lot of very positive things about Hilda. So within the short space of time between 1990 and the past few games, I learned a lot of things from Hilda as well. She's very humble and full of humility. And I don't have much to say. But on behalf of my family and the rest of the basketball team that were together with her throughout our campaign for our country, I'd like to pass our condolence, our sympathy to Hilda's family, to also to Tony Sapul and the rest of the colleagues who will surely miss her, like all of you. And I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to pay tribute to a very wonderful woman.